Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Deal, Morris Animal Foundation's Interim Vice President of Scientific Programs. And joining me today is Dr. Liz Naon, Director of our Scientific Grants Program, and Peanut. And we're here today to answer some commonly asked questions about our grants process. Writing grants can be a stressful and time-consuming job, and we want to try to streamline the process as much as possible. So, to start with, Liz, can you tell us who's eligible to apply for a grant?
Great question, Kelly. We fund health studies at institutions around the world. You don't need to be a United States citizen or reside in the United States to apply for a grant, but it's important to know we don't fund animal shelters, rescue organizations, or studies for agricultural animals. We at Morris Animal Foundation fund studies that advance the health of cats, dogs like Peanut, horses, llamas, alpacas, and wildlife.
Well, that's great information. Now, you mentioned some of the institutions. What about veterinarians in private practice?
Great question. So we can fund veterinarians in private veterinary practices. However, at Morris, we do have very strict requirements when it comes to animal use and oversight. And we find that at most veterinary private practices, they just don't have the processes in place to address those requirements. To learn more about those requirements, I encourage researchers to go to our website, morrisanimalfoundation.org.
Okay, that's really helpful information, Liz. So on the website, are there examples of grants that people could look at just as a review before they're ready to apply?
We actually do. We have multiple examples of funded grants on the website. It's a great place for researchers and potential applicants to take a look at before starting their applications, and you can really see the details that go into making a competitive grant. Also, the grants team is really happy to answer general questions, but know that we can't provide specific advice or review any material prior to submission.
Okay, you mentioned grants. Are there different types of grants available for researchers?
Yes, we have many different grant types for researchers at various stages of their careers. So veterinary student scholar grants all the way to established investigator grants. More information about the grant types is on our website, and I really encourage potential applicants to take a look at that, thoroughly review that information prior to starting their application.
Okay, so we talked about who's eligible and a little bit about our grant types. Can you briefly walk us through the grants process?
Sure. So initially, researchers are required to submit an abstract and a full proposal by that posted deadline. Initially, only the abstract is sent to the appropriate species advisory board for review and ranking. Then the highest ranking abstract proposals, the full proposals themselves, are sent to the advisory board once again for review. Then the advisory board convenes once a year to deliberate those full proposals and make their recommendations for funding. And a little bit more specifics on that process is available on our website.
Okay, so Liz, you mentioned the grants deadlines. When are they?
Well, we have 3 deadlines, but it depends on the species, so be sure to visit the website to find the specific dates. And here's a tip. We're very strict about our deadlines, and we do not accept late proposals.
Okay, Liz, so before we wrap up, are there any final thoughts you'd like to share?
I do. 3 things that seem to be consistent obstacles for our grant applicants. First, I can't overstate the importance of a well-written abstract. A poorly written abstract could prevent an otherwise very strong proposal from reaching full review, so pay attention to that abstract. Second, our animal use guidelines and requirements are strictly enforced, so make sure you comply with all of that. And last, please adhere to the formatting guidelines. We do not like poor grantsmanship, and those proposals are immediately disqualified.
Okay, thanks Liz for talking with us, and thanks everyone for watching. I hope we answered your questions about our grant submission process so that next round you'll be as calm as Peanut when you have a grant due. If you have any other questions, feel free to check out our website or give us a call, and we look forward to receiving your next proposal.